Hello and welcome to Stage 7 of the 2019 Tour de Suisse with the 2010 database on Pro Cycling Manager. Today's stage, another mountain stage with a mountaintop finish. This time with some cobbles at the end of the mountain stage. Two smallish climbs, two biggish climbs on the way there. Favourites for today's stage, Andy Schleck. Cadel Evans, our current leader, is the second favourite. Roberto Contador, third favourite there. Sanchez, Lefheimer, Hessink, Kingo, Nibali, Frank Schleck, and Chris Horner. Let's familiarise ourselves with the top three in each classification. Cadel Evans leads Samir Sanchez by 58 seconds, and Alberto Contador by just over a minute and a half. No Centini leads Vockler by 3 points on the climber classification. Hessink now leads Andy Schleck by 25 seconds in the youth classification. Vockler is first on points classification, leading Sanchez by 24 points. And Team Radio Shack now control the team classification, 1 minute 18 seconds in front of Pro Team Astana. My favourite for today's stage is going to be Cadel Evans, the race leader. He showed an impressive acceleration yesterday by overtaking Contador after his early attack. Let's see how they go. As the race loads, let's have a look at what happened in real life at Stage 7 of the 2019 Tour de Suisse. Stage 7, a mountain finish. Egan Bernal of Team Ineos beat Domenico Pontevivo by 23 seconds, then Robin Dennis at the same time. In 2010, on Stage 7 of the Tour de Suisse, was a slightly uphill finish. Rui Costa beat Jose Joaquim Rodriguez by 15 seconds and Montfort on 19 seconds behind. The race has loaded, so let's begin. There is Cadel Evans in the BMC leaders jersey, no Centini the mountains, Vockler the points, and Hessink the youth. Still 130 riders starting today's stage. No one crashed out. And looking at these climbs on today's stage, it's a moderate small climb to start with, and then a moderate larger climb at the end. And the very end of the stage is a large, tall, moderate climb with, as we said before, cobbles. Wonder who's going to go in the breakaway today. Maybe Vockler. He might try and get some mountain points here to overtake No Centini on the mountain classification. Let's wait and see.
Somewhat. It's perhaps due to fatigue, but I'd bet on some sort of tactical choice.
There's an attack by Valvich, the Slovenian, for AG Tour. Maxim Montfort, Simoni, and Montague are following behind. Cesar, Kirkin, and Horner. Chris Horner, he's quite a big star.
Things are heating up in front.
Following behind them is Simon Gerrans of Team Sky, Pinotti, and our Estonian champion once again. Another breakaway, De Volder, Peral, and Lokschwit. Are in the breakaway.
There's a breakaway.
Chris Horner, most famous for winning the 2013 Tour of España. He has not won that yet in this database, but he's still quite a strong rider. And another attack, Guerres and Armstrong. Armstrong tried to gain more time on the GC for his team. Sylvain Chavanel of Quick Step squad, sitting there just in between the grounds of the no man's land. Peloton don't seem to be chasing, but they don't seem to be sitting still. There's a decent pace going on there. Armstrong looks a bit dead. He looks like he might not make it up to this front bunch. Captain Armstrong sitting about 55 seconds and is fluctuating plus minus 5 seconds. They've caught up the rise in front. It's now a minute back to the peloton, which is led by Rabobank and Team Katusha. Who's Katusha's leader for this race? Katusha's nominated leader is Rory McEwen. But who is the leader in the rankings for Team Katusha? It is Kim Kirkin. Kim Kirkin is currently 5th on GC. And he's in the breakaway. Okay, that's an interesting move by Kim Kirkin there. Kim Kitchen. Surely he would have wanted to stay with the peloton. And another attack. Manzati of the Katusha squad probably going up there to help Kirkin. Rabobank do not seem to like this and are pacing very intently. Same with Omega Pharma Lotto, with Greg Van Avermaet on the front. And coming up to the first bit of the climb here, the Melvilles on the front with Valjevic and our Estonian rider, Taramay. The pace has slowed quite a bit in the peloton. They seem to be fine within the breakaway go now. The gap has come all the way out to 3 minutes.
Uh-oh, the gap is widening. It's now more than 2 minutes. The peloton seems content to let it grow.
Out the back, drops will probably be Daniel Oss. No. Rolands and Brown. Now 2 minutes to lead as we go up this next section of climb. Once again, there's no one any classification here. So, who's going to take the mountain points and take that extra prize money for their squad back home?
A couple of teams have set themselves up as pacemakers for the pack. They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
3 kilometers to go to the mountain points. Everyone's kind of just sitting looking at each other. Belgic is like, fine, I'll do a turn at the front. Taramay has been dropped from the breakaway. Belgic is attacking for these mountain points. Coming up on the outside is Kaiser. Simoni and Montfort also fighting there. Looks like Montfort took them. Yep, Montfort, Kaiser, Simoni, Horner, then Tralvolch. Taramay is still sitting nicely, gently out the front. Tom Lees has been dropped, and Velo, Utterson, and there's Daniel Oss. As expected, he's being dropped.
So now it's the descent. It's less physically exhausting than
16 riders still out in front. We're going to fast forward a bit as it looks like a nice flat kind of uphill till we get more towards this climb. Taramay, the Estonian champion, is about to get caught by the peloton. Will he go straight through or will he be able to keep up? Looks like he's just keeping up and he's slowing himself back into the peloton. Nicely done. Out the back, Lisa and Velo are trying to catch up. Not really that successful though. Van Avermaet still at the front pacing for Omega Pharma Lotto. Omega Pharma Lotto, they seem to be riding for probably Van Avermaet. Or Perard. Because they lost Philippe Gilbert a few stages ago. Yeah, so that's going to be an interesting race. It's just been dropped. Iglinski, the domestic for Sana Pro Team. Another member of the breakaway has been dropped. Manzanti and Lemeville. On the climb is Chris Horner. He's got no teammates in this bunch. Going through the tunnel was De Volder, ex-Belgian champion. Quick step. Team Sky's got a lockfest there. More riders have been dropped on the hard-paced. Stiegmans and Van Dert. A few riders on the breakaway have been dropped. Keeping it together, nice, smooth pace.
those guys up front aren't going to be making too many friends today.
Doesn't seem to be anything happening there yet. No, there's an acceleration by Montague as they go over the top of this little rise. Go to the back now. A few riders getting distanced. Mollema. Volke Mollema. Bonin. Lusuli. Greipel. Sutton. Nieve. A lot of the sprinters. Mark Cavendish now. Getting dropped off the back as the steepness increases. Simon Geringe Valjevic, the Slovenian from AG2R. He looked quite strong early on. Maybe he went a bit too hard too early. Kim Kurkin's still at the front, 55 seconds now. Alexander Pertucci. Lance Armstrong's been dropped out the back. Pinotti. The peloton is slowly whittling away to just the main favourites. There's 55 riders left and 9 riders left out in front. About a minute separating them. Looks like the team of Alejandro Valverde are working at the front to bring this breakaway back. The Volder of Quickstep has been dropped. Montague and Peral. And there's been an attack. Lockfist and Chavanel. Kim Kurkin has attacked, and he'll be riding up to the mountain points all by himself. He'll take the maximum 12 points over the top. Coming through, best climber, Nocentini's still winning that. The peloton is now back down to 39 riders. Who else has been dropped? Vogelsang, Kirienka, Vauclair is still holding on, 20th overall. Bradley Wiggins still there, Bosenhagen, Nicholas Roach. All the favourites are still there, and what's this? Chris Horner. He is heading back to the peloton, it seems. As they go down the hill, I expect most of them to group back up. Maybe a few of these people off the back to group back up. Vasil Kirienka has crashed. Will he hop back on his bike? He will, and he will rejoin the group of Frere, Gerrans, and Cancellara. 80 kilometers to go and one massive climb to go. 4 riders out in front, twisting and turning along these roads, keeping them nice and safe and upright. There's now 5 riders. The breakaway is slowly getting back together. These 2 Cofidis riders will likely get caught by the peloton, unless they can work a bit harder and catch back up to the breakaway. Ignoli for Liquigas off the back. All their major jerseys are in the peloton. It's a long way back. Looks like the last riders have just come over the top of the summit now. These 2 Cofidis riders have been in no man land, and Montague seems to be a little bit dead. And Peral also. Bunch of 26 riders catching back up to the front bunch. The likes of Valjevic, Trumov, Gerrans, Iglinski, Caruso, Armstrong. So a few more domestics for a few of these riders out in front. And the Cofidis riders have been caught. It's 50 kilometers to go before almost at the start of the climb. Now there are 2 intermediate sprints up the climb. Will the breakaway sprint for them? There's 5 kilometers to the next one. The gap is reducing between the peloton and the breakaway, so there'll be another day for the climbers. Hopefully Cadel Evans, the race leader, can give us another stage win. And yes, they will be sprinting. Caesar is sprinting, followed by Montfort and Kurkin. Kurkin, I don't understand why he's in the breakaway. He's 5th on GC. He should have stayed in the peloton, and Montfort's going for it still. He's like, stuff you fellas, you guys aren't working nicely. Loxford is bringing Chavanel back. The peloton being led by Richie Port and Protein Astana. These 7 riders off the back will probably not be able to catch up, as the climbing once again starts. Kirienka has made it back to the peloton after that crash on the descent. Richie Port working for the Schleck brothers. Kim Kurkin attacks. Chavanel tries to follow. Montfort says, "Yep, no, I don't think I can do that," and just increases tempo. Montague straight out the back, being caught by the peloton. They now have a minute. The breakaway have a minute over the peloton. Not much exciting is happening yet. Still some gentle hills until once we pass this last intermediate sprint, the race will step up in tempo once more. Loxfish is dead. Chavanel is also dead. Just Kurkin, Montfort, and Kaiser left in the front. Kaiser's dead. Kurkin's dead. Everyone in the front bunch is dead. The peloton is right there. The breakaway will not win today's stage. Tony Martin and Mikael Rogers. Enrico Gasparotto and Yuri Tromov have just been dropped from the peloton. They are domestics there for Alberto Contador. Pinotti is off the back, and Andy Schleck has launched an attack with 27 kilometers to go. Nope, he's just setting up already. That's a bit of an odd thing to do. George Hincapie is jumping across to him, followed by Pereiro. Instead, now the peloton is all back together. It's all a bit of a cat and mouse game, although... Oh, there's Andy Schleck going once more. He's 14th on GC. Hincapie tries to respond. He's just going to bridge back across. Schleck has sat down once more. He's increasing the tempo, then reducing the tempo. Is he trying to make someone work? Volgandy seems to be rolling through, maybe doing a bit of work for Vokler. Here comes Frank Schleck, here to help his brother Andy and be like, hey, what are you doing? If you're going to attack, attack. Igor Anton and Chris Horner. A lot of the Movistar team look quite dead. They're working for their leader, Alejandro Valverde, the ex-Spanish national champion. Group of 4 has been thrown at the back, Chavanels, Pinotti and Davis. There's 1.8 kilometers to the intermediate sprint points. Richie Port of Team Saxo Bank is at the front. Oscar Flair, the sprinter for Robank. Surely he sprints. Okay, no one sprints the intermediate sprints. So it goes Port, Flair, and I think Gerrans is the order of those ones. Yes, it is. Now who's going to work now as we continue up to the top of this hill? Zooming out, we have a look at a few riders going back. There's the Belarusian climber for Team Quickstep, Oscar Freire leading the peloton. Ferrero there also. 55 riders, so someone is caught up. Chavanel's caught back up to the peloton. Here we go, Frank Schleck leading the peloton, increasing the pace, hoping to drop some of these riders, so when Andy feels ready, Andy can launch a large attack. Kloiden's on his wheel, Kloiden of course working for Hincapie, or Leftheimer. There's quite a few, there's still a large peloton, 55 riders as we just start the steep section of the climb now. Andy Schleck going for another attack. Let's hope Frank Schleck talked to him and told him, hey, if you're going to attack, attack. Yep, he's continuing on his attack with Hincapie for BMC, riding up. Hincapie's now died. Contador might have to do some of the chasing. The peloton's down to 25 with a lot of the domestics being dropped. Just the leaders being left. Where's the rest leader? There's Cadel Evans, Robert Hessink, Andreas Kloiden, Bosenhagen, Wiggins. There's 21 riders now in the front bunch here. Schleck holds about 35-second lead of everyone. Kungo's got at the back, so is Sanchez, Federico, Frank Schleck's done for, and George Hincapie. There's now 15 riders out in front, a few more domestics still slowing off the back. Edvard Bosenhagen's one of them. Curran, we should be slowing off soon. Alexander Vinokourov is leading the peloton, chasing down Andy Schleck for Alberto Contador. Contador has attacked. He's trying to catch up to Schleck. Is anyone going to chase Contador down? Vinokourov kind of appears to be. No. Evans has taken up that work. Contador has caught Andy Schleck. Samuel Sanchez is now doing some of the pacing out in front. Prad of Katusha has been dropped. Hessink is also being distanced. There's only 7 riders in the front peloton now, the 7 top riders. 7 kilometers to go, we're just about to hit the cobble. 6 riders there, Bradley Wiggins has now been dropped. Valverde, Vokler, Vinokourov, Evans, Hejadel, Sanchez, Contador and Schleck remain. And they've all come back together, and Contador attacks. Schleck follows. Valverde counter-attacks, so does Sanchez. Hejadel tries to lead them back up. Evans not doing much at all. They have hit the cobbles. It'll be very hard to catch up with riders now. Alberto Contador leading the charge. Schleck on his wheel. Valverde almost on his wheel. Valverde has died just before reaching his wheel. Sanchez is gone. Hejadel and Evans just taking it easy. Contador's gone, so it looks like it might be a day for Andy Schleck. There's 5 kilometers to go. Schleck and Valverde are out in front. Valverde's been dropped. Andy Schleck of Team Saxo Bank, the Luxembourg champion, slowly riding away for Alejandro Valverde. Ryder Hagedal and Cadel Evans are just passing Alberto Contador, soon to catch Alejandro Valverde. Will Evans in the next 3 kilometers be able to catch Schleck? Vokler's back there, Vinokurov, Sanchez, Contador. Evans is officially 3rd man on the road. Schleck is 3 minutes down on Evans. Evans might be able to catch back up. Oh, Evans looks like he's in a bit of a struggle there, losing a bit of energy. Schleck has died. Andy Schleck has run out of energy. Ryder Hagedal for Garmin Transitions, 11th on GC. He's catching up to Schleck now. Evans is dropping back. Back to Valverde. He's losing time on Schleck and Hagedal. Hagedal is just sitting in Schleck's wheel going, hey, this is a nice free ride. You look pretty dead. I'm going to make you do some more work. Looks like almost everyone's dead. Looks like Evans will not be winning today's stage. Instead, probably Hagedal. If he can attack early, because Schleck has got quite a bit of energy and sprint on him. There's Hagedal there, 1 kilometer to go, he's attacking. Schleck just can't respond. He can do nothing, he's just, hey, there goes Hagedal, up in the distance. Ryder Hagedal for Garmin Transitions wins stage 7 of the Tour de Suisse. Takes 20 seconds on Schleck. Evans will still retain his lead in minute 20. Valverde, minute 40. There's Contador and Sanchez. Contador will lose his place. Sanchez sprints him for the line. Vinokurov and Vokler, both really evenly matched on stats. Vinokurov is a slightly bit better hill, but well, everything. But Vokler keeps up nicely. Bradley Wiggins finishes 9th. Perard, 10th. Hessink, he will lose his youth jersey, probably to Andy Schleck. Yeah, he will lose it to Andy Schleck. There's Lefheimer. There's Frank Schleck now. He did great work for his brother. I told him, hey, if you're going to attack the whole way. Manzanati sprinting Cloyden. Everyone's fighting for minor placings now. Nibali, followed by Rogers and Tony Martin, who round out the top 20. Where is the last rider on the road? Jeez, he's quite a way back. That's Daniel Oss. I'm not sure if he will finish today or not. I really hope he does. Quite a loss if Daniel Oss were to leave. Yeah, he's got like ages, 8 kilometers. Who else in front of him? Quinzato, just in the cobbles now, finishing the cobbles. Navalino, Glinsky, Kaiser. Oh, Lisa, Velo, Rolands, Brown, Woodson, Oss. 4 kilometers and about 20 minutes. Quite possibly. It's going to be close. 3 kilometers. Oh, no, he's not going to make it. Maybe. No, he's going to make it now. He's got 1 kilometer to go and he's 5 minutes. No, he doesn't. Daniel Oss is out of the race. Let's have a look at the podiums now. Ryder Hagedal beats Andy Schleck by 2 minutes 23 seconds. Cadel Evans by minute 5. Valverde minute 45. And 2 minutes 53. Overall classifications had a bit of a muckle up. Evans still leads, minute 30 now to Hagedal, 2:15 to Schleck, 2:50 to Sanchez, 3:05 to Valverde, and Contador drops to 6th, 3:23. Vinokurov 5:40, Wiggins up to 8, down to 8th. Climber, no Santini, leading by 3 points still to Vokler. Points, Vokler's still winning, this time 20 points back to Cadel Evans. Young rider, Schleck is now beating Hessink by 5 minutes. And Pro Team Astana is back in the lead, beating Cassette Young Movistar by 8 minutes 11. What? Well, Hagedal won the stage. I did not expect Ryder Hagedal at all. Kind of forgot he was there. But Evans is still in yellow. Roach lost a bit of time, otherwise. Who was out of time? Daniel Ross and Ertsan for Escudé. Yeah, so that was stage 7. I'll see you next time for stage 8, an individual time trial where hopefully no one really loses too much time. Looks like Evans has got decent TT, but we'll see. Thanks.